Welcome to the Daily News in AI Agents.
Our deep dive.
Yeah, breaking down the biggest AI developments from February 7th and 8th. 2025.
Yeah.
I got to say it was a whirlwind couple of days.
It really was.
A lot to unpack.
From safety concerns
Yeah.
to investments to some really surprising applications.
Let's just jump right in, I think, with that UK International AI Safety Report.
Okay.
96 global experts contributed to this thing. And it's, it really paints a picture. AI is advancing at a pace it's hard to even grasp.
It's really hard to grasp. And this report, it's really diving deep into all the existing research on, the risks, the capabilities of all these rapidly developing AI systems. And one of the key takeaways I saw was just that we're seeing this convergence of capabilities across a lot of different domains, which basically just means these systems are becoming more versatile and they're becoming more powerful.
And that brings us to, I think, something that really kind of shook the AI world, which is this DeepSeek situation.
Yeah.
So we have this Chinese chatbot designed for research purposes, and it was flagged for failing some pretty serious bioweapons data safety tests.
Yeah.
And then Canada just went so far as to ban it from government devices because of these aggressive data collection practices.
Yeah, I was collecting a little too much data. The DeepSeek situation, or what some are calling the DeepSeek effect, has raised some serious red flags, I think, around data security, and also just the potential for misuse of AI. Now companies are trying to scramble, implement stricter AI usage policies, things to try to prevent data leakage, intellectual property theft, compliance violations. It's a big mess.
Yeah, it's like everyone needs a playbook for AI usage.
Yeah.
Especially now with the rise of these AI agents. And speaking of, there's this research paper that just came out that's arguing that current AI agents, which are super popular, of course, they're not quite ready for prime time. They say they lack the generalization, the scalability, the robustness for widespread success.
Yeah, and of course, the ethical considerations as well.
Right.
The paper actually proposes a pretty interesting solution, though, an ecosystem of agents, sims, and assistants. So basically, these sims would be like digital representations of users to help agents understand, human behavior, preferences better. And then these assistants would act kind of like intermediaries, managing tasks and making sure that the interactions between the agents and the users go smoothly.
So it's almost like creating a whole mini society within the digital world.
Exactly.
To help AI agents kind of navigate the complexities of the real one.
Exactly. And I think we're starting to see little glimpses of this future already. Like, for example, GitHub Copilot just launched Agent Mode and Project Padawan. And these features are they offer I think, really cool glimpse into the world of what autonomous AI coding could look like.
It seems like we've all heard developer experience DX, but now agent experience AX is becoming the new thing.
Yeah.
That we all have to be thinking about.
Absolutely, because as AI agents become, they're taking on more active roles in the whole development process, right? So understanding AX and designing for it is going to be really important.
Yeah, and this whole shift to AX, it has some, pretty significant implications, I think, for the future of work in general. Imagine, AI agents handling all those tedious coding tasks.
Mm-hmm.
And it frees up, us human developers to focus on more of the creative, strategic aspects of software development.
Yeah, I like that.
Let's move on to, I guess, what the big players are doing, all the big industry players.
Okay.
Stelia just announced itself as the gold sponsor for NVIDIA GTC 2025.
Big money.
Yeah. They also unveiled something called Hyperband.
Yes.
Which is their AI native data mobility platform.
Which is huge, by the way, because it's designed to kind of address a major bottleneck that's in AI development right now, which is data movement. So essentially, it's like a super highway for data.
Yeah.
Allows for much faster and more efficient training and development of all these models.
And then there's OpenAI making waves with a new office in Munich, Germany.
Yes, their expansion into Europe it's a big deal. Their CEO, Sam Altman, has said that he's interested in collaborating on a European Stargate project, which is this large-scale research initiative focused on developing, really advanced AI systems. But he's also said that he has some concerns about the impact of the continent's AI regulations.
Yeah, it's how do you foster innovation, but also make sure you have safeguards in place.
Exactly.
Right. Speaking of investments, though, the rumor mill is saying that SoftBank is potentially investing $40 billion
Wow.
in OpenAI, valuing the company at around $300 billion.
That would be, talk about a game changer. That would just catapult OpenAI to like a whole other level.
And then it's not just private companies, right? Governments are also pouring money into AI. The UAE just announced it's going to invest up to 50 billion euros in an AI campus in France.
It's amazing. These massive investments really just underscore, I think, this global recognition that AI has the potential to really transform a lot of different sectors.
Okay, let's shift gears a little bit and talk about some specific advancements in AI applications.
Okay, sounds good.
DeepMind is claiming that its AI, Alpha Geometry 2, is actually outperforming average international mathematical Olympiad gold medalists.
Yeah, in solving geometry problems.
I mean, it's not just about AI being smarter than humans at math. It's about its ability to tackle these really complex problem-solving tasks, which could revolutionize fields like architecture, engineering, even theoretical physics.
Absolutely. It really makes you wonder, what breakthroughs are next? What are we going to see?
I know.
It's really pushing the boundaries.
Exciting.
It is. And it's not just solving these, abstract problems.
Right.
AI is also making its way into more everyday things like ChatGPT can now play chess.
It's fun. It's
Yeah.
a fun addition. But it highlights how, AI is just becoming this increasingly integrated part of even our leisure activities. On a more serious note, researchers at UIUC have developed this AI model that they're using for extraterrestrial landers, and it's allowing these landers to analyze and collect samples much more efficiently.
Which is amazing because that could really accelerate our, exploration of other planets and potentially lead to some, groundbreaking scientific discoveries.
It's just crazy how AI is being used to explore the cosmos
Yeah.
at the same time that it's also trying to solve problems here on Earth.
Yeah.
One of the coolest things I saw was this pilot project in Nigeria where they used AI tutoring. And specifically, they were using Microsoft Copilot.
Wow.
And it helped students gain like 2 years worth of learning in just 6 weeks.
That's incredible. It's insane.
I mean, imagine the impact that would have if we could just scale that globally.
Right. I mean, talk about, educational access and learning outcomes.
Totally. It's really a powerful example of how AI can be used to try to address some of these, societal challenges, create a more equitable future. And then you have AI being used in agriculture. There's this system now that analyzes goat faces to identify signs of distress.
I love that. It sounds funny, but it's actually, that technology could really improve animal welfare and optimize how we manage livestock.
All these advancements that we're seeing, I mean, it's just a glimpse into this vast and rapidly evolving landscape of AI. From the global safety concerns to these, kind of innovative applications, it's clear that AI is shaping our world in some really profound ways.
It is. The main takeaway, I think, is AI is not just this futuristic concept anymore. It's here.
Yeah.
It's evolving fast, and it's impacting every part of our lives.
We'll be back in just a minute to continue our deep dive into all this latest AI news. Stay tuned. We're back with more AI news, and I think we have to talk about the financial side of things. Like this SoftBank, potential $40 billion investment in OpenAI.
Oh, yeah. That's making a lot of people talk.
It is. It's huge, right? And it signals, I think, a growing trend, right? Like investors are betting big on the future of AI, especially generative AI, like what's behind ChatGPT.
Right.
And I think that raises some interesting questions like, are we going to see a handful of mega corporations kind of dominating the AI landscape? Or are smaller players still going to have a chance?
I mean, it's a really valid concern. With these huge investments, I mean, going into just a few companies, yeah, there's definitely that potential for market consolidation, right? But at the same time, the AI field is still pretty young, and you never know. There's always room for disruption and new innovation from sources you don't even expect.
And I think, too, we have to consider, what OpenAI CEO Sam Altman said about Europe's AI regulations. Like, on one hand, he's interested in collaborating, like on that European Stargate project, which is a major, research thing focusing on developing advanced AI. But then he also voiced some concerns about how regulations could impact innovation.
Yeah. And governments all over the world are struggling with that, right? That balance, like how do you foster innovation while still addressing these ethical concerns like data privacy and, potential economic disruption? It's tricky.
Yeah. Regulation is definitely going to be a key theme as AI becomes more and more part of our lives. Right. And speaking of that, I want to circle back to something we talked about earlier, which is the future of work with these AI agents, like these advancements we're seeing in AI coding with GitHub Copilot's agent mode and Project Padawan. They're really interesting.
Yeah, and they're getting people thinking too.
Yeah.
Because it's like we're moving beyond just using AI as a tool to help developers. With these, it's more about AI taking on these more autonomous roles in the whole software development
Yeah, we're
process.
going from developer experience to, agent experience.
Yeah.
And it's really going to, I think, change how we think about, building software.
Right. Like imagine AI agents could handle all the really tedious and repetitive tasks, which would then free us human developers up to focus on the higher level design and, problem solving, being more creative.
It's a future where, human ingenuity and AI efficiency can actually work together.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool to think about.
Yeah, cool.
But we also can't ignore, I think, the potential downsides. Like job displacement is a real concern.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
As these AI agents become more capable, we have to think about, how to retrain workers,
Yeah,
help them develop new skills to thrive in this new world.
absolutely.
It can't just be about the technology. It's about making sure there's a just and equitable transition as AI kind of changes the workforce. But let's switch gears, I guess, to some more inspiring applications of AI that we're seeing, like that pilot project in Nigeria, where they were using AI tutoring, and the kids achieved 2 years worth of learning in 6 weeks.
It's amazing.
It's incredible.
Right. It's really a testament to how AI can, really democratize education. Imagine if every student, no matter where they live or, their background, had access to personalized AI tutors.
It would change everything.
It really could revolutionize how we learn and just unlock all this human potential on a global scale.
I think so too.
Yeah.
And then, you have DeepMind's Alpha Geometry 2 outperforming those math Olympiad gold medalists. It really just showcases, how powerful AI is in problem solving.
And like we were saying before, the implications go way beyond just solving math problems, right? This shows what AI can do with really complex challenges, like, in architecture, engineering, even theoretical physics. I mean, it's pushing the boundaries of what we thought was even possible.
And while those are really impressive, it's worth noting AI is also making a difference in some less, glamorous areas that are still really important, like that system that's analyzing goat faces to figure out if they're distressed.
Yeah. It might seem like a niche thing, but, it could really improve animal welfare and help farmers manage their livestock better.
I think it's a good reminder that AI innovation isn't always about making headlines.
Right.
It's about finding those practical solutions to real-world problems, whether they're big or small.
Yeah.
I've covered so much ground in this deep dive. And I think what's clear is that the AI landscape is, it's fast and it's changing so fast.
It really is, and that pace of change is only going to get faster.
So what does it all mean? Like, what are the takeaways from all this news? What should our listeners be thinking about?
The biggest takeaway, I think, is that AI isn't some futuristic concept anymore. It's here, and it's already impacting our lives, and it's just going to become even more integrated into our world.
Yeah. It's not science fiction anymore. It's our reality.
Yeah.
And as it gets more powerful and more, everywhere, we have to engage with it thoughtfully and critically. We have to ask ourselves some hard questions, like, how do we make sure AI is being developed ethically and deployed ethically? How do we adapt to the changing nature of, work and education in the age of AI? How do we use AI to solve the world's biggest problems?
Those are some big questions.
They are. And they're questions that require, collaboration, dialogue, and a commitment to, really developing AI responsibly. We'll be back to wrap up our deep dive and offer some final thoughts, so stay with us. Welcome back to the Daily News in AI Agents. As we wrap up our deep dive into all the latest AI news, I think one thing's really clear, which is that this need for responsible AI development is just huge.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've seen, both sides of it in this news cycle, right? The incredible potential, but also the potential pitfalls of AI, like that whole DeepSeek effect with the data privacy concerns and those bioweapons test failures. It's kind of a stark reminder that we can't just focus on building, bigger and better AI.
Right. It's got to be about making sure that AI aligns with, our values, human values, and it operates within some really clear ethical boundaries.
Yeah.
Especially as these AI agents become more sophisticated and more autonomous, we really need to think about potential biases, unintended consequences, and the impact that they're going to have on, human autonomy.
And these are conversations that need to be happening, across disciplines and across sectors.
Yeah.
We need, ethicists, social scientists, educators, policymakers, and just everyday people involved in figuring out, what the future of AI looks like.
Totally. And we also have to think about accessibility, right? Those amazing results from that AI tutoring project in Nigeria, they show how AI can really democratize education.
Yeah.
But we have to make sure that these tools, these really transformative tools, are available to everyone.
Right, otherwise we're just going to make existing inequalities even worse, right? It's about
Yeah,
empowering people and communities with AI.
exactly. It's not about just automating tasks or replacing human expertise.
Right.
And that kind of brings us to this whole idea of, you know, collaboration between humans and AI agents.
Yeah.
Like, instead of viewing AI as a threat, what if we explore how it can actually, augment our capabilities and unlock new levels of creativity and help us solve these really complex problems?
Right, like imagine AI agents that are helping doctors diagnose diseases,
Mhm.
helping architects design sustainable cities, empowering artists to create totally new forms of expression.
I mean, the possibilities are endless.
They really are.
If we do this right, I think the key is to approach AI development with this sense of shared responsibility
Yeah.
to make sure that it serves humanity
Mm-hmm.
and not the other way around.
Exactly. So as you're navigating this whole, rapidly evolving AI landscape, just stay informed, ask questions, and think about how you can contribute to, the development and deployment of AI that benefits everyone.
Yeah, the future of AI really is in our hands.
It is.
Let's work together to make it a future that we can all be proud of.
I love that.
Well, thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the world of AI.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And thank you for listening to the Daily News and AI Agents. Until next time.